karaoke going on where different people are singing. And sitting there, something goes off in Rodney, and he goes up and he takes the mic and sits at the piano and plays a lullaby from his childhood that his mother sang to him. He gets up the next morning. That night on the town had not done a thing for him. He goes back to London and he runs into a young lady who had at one point worked in his office. And now she has a new job. And they strike up a conversation. And more than a conversation, they begin to spend time together as friends. And she sees the world as half full. And her zest for life begins to rub off on Rodney. And he realizes that there's more. He tells her about an experience that he had as a child where he would go out as a young boy and play hard and play hard. And then he would hear his mom's voice calling him in for supper, to wash up and to come to supper. And as they were talking about that, you could see a light go off. And Rodney said, "I hope when my Maker calls me in," you get it? That I'll have that enthusiasm like when I was a child. Rodney had been away from the office for a while. He goes back to the office and he has that zest for life. And he finds a file that had been stuffed away, a petition from a group of mothers who wanted to take a bombed out section of their neighborhood that was filled with rubble left over from World War II. They wanted to get rid of that rubble. It was a safety hazard for their children. And they were requesting that the town build a new small playground. And nothing had been done for years. Now, Rodney located that file. And he took that file to all the different offices in the bureaucracy until finally he was able to secure decisions. After Rodney's funeral and wake, one of his former office mates goes over to where now the new playground that Rodney pushed forward is standing. While he's there, a police officer walks up. And they engage in conversation. And this police officer discovers that this man knew Rodney, that they were office mates. And the police officer talked about the difference of the playground. And he said, "One night I came. And it was late. And it was snowing. And as I walked by, there was Rodney swinging on the swing set. And he was singing," the police officer said, "he was singing a lullaby." And the police officer was upset. He wondered if the cold weather and the snow and the dampness may have created to Rodney dying earlier than he should have. And he was regretful, and the man, his office mate, turned to the officer and said, No. When you witnessed Rodney swinging on that swing, sitting and singing, you witnessed one of the happiest moments of his life. Maybe God's calling you to secure a playground. Probably not. But God's calling. Inviting. You can keep running thinking that piece of apple pie at 11 o'clock at night is going to get rid of God's persistence. It won't. He'll still keep calling. What are you doing? That, like Rodney, you can sing and have great happiness and joy in the process. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Our closing hymn this morning is number 715. We're going to sing the first, second, and fourth verses. First, second, and fourth verses of hymn number 715. I invite you to stand as we sing.
God was pleased with our music this morning. Thank you to the handbells and to the choir for leading us. Friends, go now to live simply, to love generously, to serve faithfully, to pray daily, to speak truthfully, to leave everything else up to God. Go in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.